food farm went bankrupt for a brief moment, which almost destroyed the entire company. We pick up the story from that moment.
Can you just briefly touch on that?
So we find ourselves in a position with the closed region where I think because we were so keen to land the real estate closed region, we didn't pay attention to the detail. And the deal we structured with the corporate client was one where ultimately we took the risk for payment and invoicing when it came to managing payment between companies and kitchens.
Okay.
And we found ourselves in a position where, at the time, I think it was one of our biggest clients. These guys had a 100 NOK subsidy per employee per day. So that meant that they started with 2,100 NOK a day, or they started at the beginning of the month with 2,100, which was a generous subsidy. And they had about 180 people, give or take 20 or 30, depending on like if they had visitors. And what had happened with this company was they had run into liquidity issues as a business. And so they couldn't pay us. So I think the first month they couldn't pay us. I think the bill that they owed us was around 250,000 NOK.
Wow.
And in the second month, they couldn't pay us. And I think by then the bill stood closer to like 675,000 NOK, which they owed us, which we then needed to pay the kitchens. But of course, regardless of like our headaches, the kitchens, they make the food and the food gets delivered, so they need to get paid. And that put us in a position where it technically bankrupted us because we didn't have the kind of liquidity on hand. So, there was no salaries for like the partners and the owners in the business for a couple of months. We didn't have enough money to pay salaries. Lots of people took hits and we had to delay payment to certain kitchens. We had to beg, borrow, plead, steal. And then what happened was the company eventually got bailed out by an investor and they were able to pay us back. But the lessons learned in that exercise were invaluable. And I think that we could have made some better decisions or some smarter decisions. But the impact of that on our business was, we barely survived. We barely survived.